Hi, everybody, and happy Monday to you. Kind of odd to say that, usually saying Sunday evenings, but either way, I hope you're doing okay. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wintz. We had obviously the time change this weekend. How's everybody feeling today? Are you sluggish? Do you even notice the difference? What's going on? What are our vibes around that? Because I have my opinion, but it is so nice to still have the sun kind of outside right now. Just amazing to have later sunsets. It certainly feels like spring when that happens. So there's that. All right. Want to thank our early birds for getting on board here. Linda, happy Monday to you. Don Z, thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel as always. Tracy, hello to you. Susan's with us. Good evening to you, Susan. Hi, Justin. Chuck says snow next week, wanting to store the plows. So we'll talk about that. Chuck, I do not think we're done with the snow yet. Delia's with us. Hello, Tom, Shannon. I'm sleepy but loving the weather today. So a lot of people tired. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Tanya wants to say, please tell me no more snow. Hi, Deb, and hi, Rich. Thanks for joining us here as we celebrate Region Weather Live on a Monday night. How about that? All right. Let's get to it. I want to briefly thank our sponsors, tigerplumbing.net, the place to go for your plumber. If you guys need plumbers, my goodness, why would you search anywhere but Tiger Plumbing? They're awesome family-owned business. They come out for free. You can schedule online right now. You can do it from the comfort of your phone. You'll see who's coming, when they're coming, all that stuff. And again, they do not charge you to come on out and analyze the problem, which is awesome. Tigerplumbing.net, place to go for that. PSA, that's our public service adjusters here in Northwest Indiana. They're licensed, insured, everything you'd want out of a local insurance adjuster. And what they do is if you have a problem, insurance claim, they'll do everything for you. So don't sweat it. If you've got a burst pipe, if you've got some kind of flooding in your basement from whatever it is, or something happens to your fence, a tree falls on it, don't sweat it. Go to them first. They'll handle everything with your insurance company. They'll get you more money than your insurance company to get you originally. It's publicserviceadjusting.com. Ewing Mechanical Services, those are our HVAC specialists here in Northwest Indiana, another family-owned business. It's ewingmech.com. They have great specials right now, including specials on air conditioners, because that season's right around the corner. And if you need a tune-up going into the season, if your furnace is on the fritz right now, Ewing MECH, place to go. And finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've got brand new Jeeps out on the lot, ready to go for the spring season. You may need the four-wheel drive, you may not. We'll look at it in the forecast. But for your next Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, go to Grieger's in Valparaiso on US 30 there. All right, let's jump into the forecast. A lot of people say no more snow, so there's that. That's great. And I know, and Tom, I see your comment there. A lot of people have been talking about this. I was talking to Steve Zana on the radio side of things this morning, and he was just saying how wet his lawn is and how it's just soaked everywhere. So I get it, and this is the time of season for that, but hopefully we can dry things out a little bit. Unfortunately, we do have more rain coming our way. So the whole point of this broadcast, and again, I'm going to make this as quick as I can because I know you guys are doing dinner and all sorts of things right now. Whole point of this broadcast, though, what I want you to take from it is knowing what's going to happen here as we go throughout the rest of the week, having a good understanding of it. And we're going to talk long range as well. I don't want any surprises to be in that forecast. So beautiful day today, right? We had the sunshine around, nice southwest wind. We hit 64, I think, at Porter County Airport. Tomorrow, I think we're going to do 68 or 69 degrees. It's going to be real nice. And so here we're going through time here. Nice, strong southwest wind. We had the elevated fire danger today because low relative humidity levels. Tomorrow, those low relative humidity levels, try saying that, they start to come up a little bit. So we'll have a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. I still probably wouldn't recommend outdoor burning tomorrow. Not saying any of you are planning on doing that, but just in case, because the relative humidity is going to be up, but it's not going to be incredibly high quite yet. So just keep that in mind tomorrow. It's going to be breezy once again, should reach the upper 60s. We'll have sun with some high clouds. The wispy clouds will start to show up. There is indication that we maybe get some thunderstorms in here tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. That's why I want to start with this model. This is the HER. And notice how it fires. There's a boundary coming in here. It's not the frontal boundary. It's a kind of a ribbon of warmer air, and not just warmer air, but higher dew point air that's coming in. The frontal boundary is going to be developing out towards the west with our next system that's coming in. This boundary that comes tomorrow night, we may fire some storms off towards our west. It would be something we see coming in, not something that develops over us. And more than likely, that would pass overnight while we're all sleeping into Wednesday morning, okay? The HER kind of picks up on that. Just a little area of storms that rolls through, nothing severe with that. But what you see on the HRRR here is a big old circulating low pressure here. This is your frontal boundary. And the way this front is going to behave next week, we get an initial low, which is this one, that comes in. That will swoop up. It'll develop some storms. We'll show that. And then that low kind of stalls, and we wait on a second low that comes through, and that's the one that brings the colder air with it. Okay, so that's where we're at in terms of that. This is a cool product that I like to use. This is lightning flash rate. So it's instantaneous. It shows where it thinks lightning flashes are going to be and how many. It's kind of a cool product. And you can see once you get in the reds, we're talking 250 in the matter of an hour, which isn't a ton, but that's quite a bit. That's a pretty good thunderstorm. So this is the Euro model run, and notice it's picking up on some kind of an activity just out towards our west tomorrow night. So, that goes to show the models are picking up on that boundary coming in. Do we get storms out of here locally? The highest chances are going to be back in Illinois, all right, and out towards the west, but we could see some of them get in here, okay? But what I want to show you this is as we fast forward through time with this next storm system, there's quite a bit of lightning activity with this and thunderstorms subsequently, right? That moves in here Wednesday night into Thursday. So we'll have storms around. I mean, look at all the lightning with this. This will be with a warm frontal boundary attached to a cold front. And remember, warm fronts tend to produce a lot of lightning. So the chances there for thunderstorms to be around, just because they're red on this map does not mean they're severe. I know this looks like apocalyptic. That's not the case. It's just the scale that they use to show where the most lightning is. Okay, so those would just be good thunderstorms, all right? And then eventually all that activity pushes out towards the east. So we're kind of honing in on the Wednesday night and then especially into Thursday timeframe in terms of our storm chances. I scoured all of the latest 12Z model data in terms of, anything that would produce severe weather like CAPE, wind shear, all that stuff. And I'm not very impressed with our severe weather chances once again. So we're going to have some instability. It's not great. Most of it's going to be down to the south and out towards the west. So I'm not overblown on a severe weather threat on Thursday. The chance is there, yes, and we'll continue to keep an eye on it, but it doesn't scream severe weather to me, okay? It screams thunderstorms to me, but not severe weather. So we'll see how it evolves. We've got another day or two to watch this, but this would be Wednesday into Thursday, okay? But we are going to get some rain. So here you go. Here's the Euro model picking up on, a little thunderstorm activity tomorrow night and the Wednesday. The Euro doesn't bring any of that here locally, but it will be around. So we'll put it in the forecast. There's a chance for it. And then here you go. As we go on into Wednesday night and Thursday, this is the frontal boundary getting going. So this is Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Here's our low pressure. We've got a warm front extending out in advance of that. This is our thunderstorm risk. And then a cold front extending back down to the south from that. This comes in. Thunderstorms around here Thursday, severe. We'll keep an eye on it. Again, it's going to be warm frontal base. So hail and damaging winds would be primary threats. I don't see a big tornado threat with that one. As we go on into Thursday night, Friday, though, that's when this low pressure comes by. And the reason why I'm not overly excited about a severe event is because this low's not really that compact. It's kind of elongated. There's not real good forcing in a point. So it just, to me, analyzing it, it just doesn't look like a big severe event. Either way, we could still have some rumbles around here on Friday as the front goes by, and then we turn colder. All right, we're heading into St. Patrick's Day weekend, so green on the map isn't really something we want to see. Okay, for festivities wherever you happen to be headed. But on into Friday, front goes by, showers leave us, so Friday looks dry, but we're turning cooler, not cold, but cooler. On into the weekend, though, for St. Patrick's Day weekend, Saturday looks okay. Coming at us Saturday night into Sunday is going to be a frontal boundary from the north, and it's going to have some cold air with it. All right, we are not done with the cold yet. It's middle March, and we can still get snow from here on out. We usually do. And this system is going to be one that may do that. All right, so Saturday's okay. All right, looks good. Right. Sunday's kind of the day in question, which is St. Patrick's Day itself. So here comes the system from the north, and notice how the blue lines are starting to show up. So our heights are going down. We're getting colder air up in the upper levels above us. We may trigger a few showers Saturday and the Sunday. We'll see how that evolves. But either way, as this cold air comes pouring across the Great Lakes, all the models are agreeing there's going to be some kind of apparent low with this that swings through, and that would increase our snow chances. And this would be Sunday into Monday. Right now, the Euro's bringing general snow shower activity with some lake effect with it Monday. And then it kind of lingers into Tuesday, and it does have a couple inches on us. But either way, it looks like we turn much colder next week. So this is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So this time next week looks to be colder. All right. I just hate to report that. I hate to see it on the modeling, but I just want to give you the heads up in terms of that. And this cold chunk of air goes all the way down to the deep south. I mean, they've got foliage out as far north as the Tennessee Valley. So, that's even more rude for them because they're ready to jump into spring. They've already had 70s, even some 80s in spots down there. And they're going to jump into some cold 30s and 40s. So yuck for them, right? For us, we can manage it, but yeah, it stinks. So there's that. Then that's some heads on out, and the jury's still out in terms of what happens after that. Do we warm up or do we stay cooler? But one model I want to show you is this is that long-term one. This will take us through April, okay? Accuracy rate goes way down after day 7 in this model, but we're going to look at it for trends, okay? So this shows temperatures, and here's our nice warm-up this week. So greens and yellows are our friends. That's a nice air. But I just want you to keep an eye on this cold air off towards the north. So we get a shot of it, as I mentioned, next week. All right, this is next Monday, Tuesday. Pretty good shot of some Arctic air, even for this time of year. We'd probably be in the 30s. All right. After that goes by, it kind of renews itself, says this model, which is the CFS. And notice how we just continue to kind of play with this cold air. This is March 5th. We're now up to March 28th, maybe a little sliver of warmth, but that's before more cold air moves in. We're now March 30th, and we're still talking chilly temperatures. And then even on into April, yeah, we start to warm a little bit, but this cold air is still in play. And that just tells me that we are not done with this. Is April 10th. It's got snow. And the White Sox will be playing, right? And I mean, that happens, but just to see it in the modeling, it's just interesting. And then, do we warm up mid-April? Again, this is fantasy land in the models, but it still shows things like the fact that we're still going to get cold around here. All right, that's the main point. This is the Euro 12Z in terms of temperatures. So enjoy next couple days. All right, we've got this warmth around next couple days. It seemed the way things were going in February and then to start March that these cold spells were going to be very short-lived, right? 1 or 2 days, and then we were just going to keep warming up. We'd have 70s. Eventually, we'd have 80s, and that doesn't look to be the case. There's a major pattern change across the eastern half of the country that's going to take our warm days, which we've had, and our warm days we'll have this week. It's going to take those and kind of keep them out towards the western U.S., all right? So we are going to turn cooler. We're going to turn more towards average as it looks for the rest of the month, maybe into April as of right now, and that would mean 40s, a lot of 40s for highs, maybe some 50s and even 30s here as we go below average at times. So the Euro is saying next Tuesday and Thursday, 33 for a high. That's pretty hard to do this time of year, but that comes via some Arctic air. And then the GFS goes out a little longer, but you see the trend. The GFS has our warmth. It has cooler air. It has us getting back up to 70s, but again, it's the GFS, and it has us going from 70 to 36 in 2 days. So either way, the cold air is still in play in our forecast. Not to be the bearer of bad news, but certainly something we need to keep an eye on. Okay. So that's all I have for you. If you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer those for you, and then we'll get you on your way. All right. So kind of summary, beautiful day tomorrow, sun with high clouds. It will be breezy again. We're up into the 60s. We'll hold probably in the 60s Wednesday, Thursday, but we have some thunderstorm chances, especially as we get into today, Thursday into Friday. That system brings colder air in for the weekend. And then we're watching snow potential that starts late St. Patrick's Day night into Monday. And next Monday and Tuesday, we could have some snow around here. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of the modeling. All right. I'm seeing a lot of questions about rain. So let's do that. So let's talk about how much rain we're looking at with this system. So I'm going to go back to here. My guess is 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches probably from this next round. Which I know a lot of us don't want. So I'm going to go 12Z. We're going to zoom in and let's do precip. Here we go. Let's get you some totals because I haven't looked at it. So I'm just guessing based on kind of what the system looks like. So here we go. This is Thursday, Friday. There you go. So this depends on where. Let me zoom in even more too. This depends on where thunderstorms line up. So thunderstorms never produce rain equally, right? Your neighbor gets an inch of rain, you don't get anything. So this depends on where those thunderstorms add up. But you can see here, this is a Euro run saying anywhere from 1/2 inch to about 1 inch. All right. So that's kind of in the range of what I was thinking. it's got heavier amounts downstate with thunderstorms. All right. So if those thunderstorms shift for some reason and head north, we could be dealing with heavier amounts, but I don't foresee that happening. I think a half an inch to an inch, maybe an inch and a half would be the max on that. Let me check one more model. Let's check the GFS just to see what it's thinking in terms of that rainfall. And it's got pretty general thinking, half an inch to an inch. Okay. And that's through Saturday. So certainly amounts we can deal with. All right. Nothing like, last Friday was a washout. And we said it was going to be a washout. It literally did not stop raining all day. That system just lined right up on us. So, all right. Let's get some of your other questions here. Let's see. Kimberly says too far out for accuracy. Absolutely, Kim. And that's a total disclaimer on those April forecasts. But it is something, just because it's too far out for accuracy, we do look at it for trends. Okay. And the trend is thinking that the eastern U.S. is going to be colder than average. That's that. Chuck, you're welcome. JP, that's an interesting question. Are these potential colder waves due to weakening El Nino? Just to catch everyone up, El Nino is weakening pretty quickly. We're expected to go to La Nina here as we get into the summer months, maybe even in spring. But JP, it could be that, but every single year we still get cold hits this time of year. So I wouldn't relate it to that. That El Nino has been pretty strong throughout the winter, though, bringing in that subtropical jet. So it certainly could be. It certainly could be. Tom, got you your rainfall estimates. Rich says, I wish this was April Fool's. I know, we're getting there so quickly. So I see your rainfall questions, Linda. Jeanette, hopefully we answered that. That's a good question. So Susan says, will the storms this week have a lot of wind like today's wind? So Susan, today's wind and kind of the wind leading up to events like that typically don't have a lot to do with what the storms or how the storms will behave. The storms, if storms have damaging winds, they are usually tapping into the jet stream, which is way up above us. They're usually tapping into a stronger jet stream. And when you get the updraft in the storm, it will go up, and with the downdraft on the other side of that, it will pull that jet stream wind, which is way up high. It'll pull that down to the surface. And that's the danger with damaging winds with thunderstorms. So not necessarily, especially if it's warm frontal based. I think hail and lightning would be the primary threats with that. There is a risk. I saw someone comment about, someone said tornadoes this week. There's a risk for tornadoes, but west of here, I don't see that getting here. Again, I'll keep my eye on it, but this doesn't scream big severe weather event for us this week. All right, at least in my book, okay? Katie asks, is there any chance of the rain mixing with that snow for early next week? Katie, there is, if the models start to warm things up a little bit, if they modify that air mass a little bit, there certainly is. But I'm telling you, this chunk of air coming down next Monday, Tuesday looks cold enough for snow, where I wouldn't question it. So there's that, but there's a chance. Things can always change. It's a week away. If our temperature goes up 5-10 degrees over what we're thinking, then yeah, it certainly can. So that's it. Al, no, you're the one that commented on that. Tornadoes Thursday for Northwest Indiana. No. Al, it's too early to tell. I can't tell you if there's going to be tornadoes 3 days from now or not. But I am not impressed with the setup. So I do not think so. If there is a chance, it would be west of here. I do see it being warm frontal base. So hail would be the primary threat in my mind. We need to keep an eye on it, right? There is a chance for severe weather, but I'm not crazy about the tornado risk then. Okay. Linda, you're welcome. Tom, you're welcome as well. Rich asks, will the cold weather affect the trees and the flowers? Rich, it shouldn't at this point. No, they're pretty, the flowers and trees and plants that are up right now, they know what they're doing in terms of what they're in for. So they certainly have, they're a little bit hardier than some of the ones that pop up, in the next month or so. Skylar says, I'm traveling to Illinois for the weekend. Will I have to worry about snow coming back Sunday evening? Skylar, it's going to be a close call on that. Right now, I would say no. I think most of the snow, if we do get it from that system, is going to be on Monday. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't think you'd have to worry about it then. There would probably be some kind of precip around as that system's coming in, though. So probably rain at this point. Kind of windy as well. Chrissy says, in my mind, I've already canceled out any future estimates this year. That's good. I know. It's so easy to do this time of year. JP says the 4-letter words are not preferred in general speech. Does that also apply to rain as it does snow? Yeah, that's a good question. Tanya says, traveling to Kankakee Thursday, 4:30. Should I be worried? Tanya, no, I'm not too worried about it. You may encounter some thunderstorms depending on what happens at that time, though. Okay. But no, I wouldn't worry about it. Nothing out of the ordinary crazy with this one. Okay. But you'll be running the wipers, though. Okay. Severe storm. I got your message as well. Yes, there will be some thunderstorms with this. Chance of storms tomorrow night. That's low. Looks like most of it will be back towards Illinois. But our better chance is going to be Wednesday night and then Thursday and then into Thursday night and Friday. We get kind of the warm front and then, thunderstorm chances along that. And then we have to wait for the cold front to come by to get thunderstorm chances out of here. So there are plenty of chances for that. Tanya, you're welcome for sure. All right, everybody. I think we answered all the questions. Good questions tonight. Appreciate that. Hopefully that helps get you ready for your week ahead. Okay. As always, guys, regionweather.com is there for you every single day. We send you a personalized email with a forecast that is hand created. I craft it in the morning. We send it out with a little write up. It's non-invasive, once a day. That's it. And also we're on the radio side of things. X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z 107.1. We have forecasts all day long, and we have good chat periods as well with Steve Zana, and I do a nice chat back on long-term patterns and all that in the morning. So if you're in your car on the way to work, good time to do that. Okay. Linda loves the morning emails. I appreciate that. Will do, Susan. Thank you very much. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you for switching your schedule and joining me here on the Monday night. Certainly do appreciate you. Okay. All right. Bye, Mary. Thank you.